Let's face it, authors, finding reviews for our books is hard. The struggle is something that unites many of us who have published works out there, and I'm semi-obsessed with finding solutions to sometimes difficult things, and finding reviews can feel like it's a really difficult thing. So this is a video on how to find more book reviews. First of all, before we start, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who has hit that subscribe button and has supported this channel. Whether you are from Twitter, Threads, or anywhere else, thank you for being here. This video is based upon a written guide you can find over on my Patreon. Those who sign up will have access to a plethora of content much like this video. You'll find the link below. Now, let us dive in. How to find more book reviews. Expectation. When it comes to any kind of venture such as publishing, it can be easy to get carried away with expectations. The first step to finding any level of success with reviews is to keep that expectation in check, because this will be an enduring journey. Rome was not built in a day, and finding a large quantity of reviews will take time. In this day and age, a slow release means nothing. All of my books still sell years after publication, and most of them cross the 50 Amazon rating milestone after many years. It takes time, and while having a realistic expectation may not be a practical method to find reviews, it will serve you well, trust me. But the first practical method, that is also quite basic, is to mention the importance of reviews in your work. First and foremost, the front and back matter of your book is basically free real estate for an author, and at the end of every single one of my titles is an author's note which expresses how important it is for readers to leave a review, and of course, how much I will appreciate it. This can be an overlooked thing by both authors and readers, but this simple prompt may entice a reader to review. Next up, we have selling in quantity. This may sound obvious to some, but the more units you sell, the higher chance someone will read and then review. Now, there are many inputs to this concept. Quantity really is the key to finding more reviews. But just how do you move books in huge quantities? You'll find a video on this channel which lays out 15 methods to sell books online. And with that cheeky plug aside, and from my own experience running a free promo or price reduction, these things will certainly help. My best influx of reviews have come from big-time free promos where digital downloads were in their thousands. That is, of course, with some kind of advertising, and we'll get to advertising in just a moment. I will also mention that a free book promo will attract all types of readers and possibly all types of reviews. Now, for some, this might be a potential dark path to go down, because a book being free is a please all type of promotion. That book of yours might not please everyone after they have read it, and that's okay. This is a subjective industry. Most of you should know that by now, and most of my lower ratings and reviews have happened after I have sold or moved a lot of books in quantity. This is kind of the reality of selling after all. This sort of thing is going to happen. I've had all types of reviews for my works over the years. Some of the more critical reviews have even helped shape my future works, even helped me improve my current works, and some have even served as a deterrent for readers who might not have liked my work anyway, thus preventing more negative reviews. All reviews do serve a purpose for a book, and even if they're lower or higher, seeing that on an Amazon product page means to me that that author has put some kind of effort into getting their book out there amongst the people. If you do move a lot of books in quantity, just be prepared for the emotional roller coaster that will follow from the potential influx of all types of review. Back in 2021, my superhero comedy, The Teleporter, was featured by BookBub on a Saturday for free. It was downloaded for free 10,000 times that day. I was not good for months afterwards. A lot of that was not being prepared for that much interest. The reviews that followed were ranging in all types, the good, the bad, the not so good, the really, really good, and it affected me for quite some time. I did get over myself in the end. Having all that interest all at once for an author that's never seen that type of thing can be quite daunting. Be prepared for that. Plus, really, having that many downloads, it's a good thing. Looking at my most recent numbers, it's pointed towards perhaps a review for every 100 sales I get. So maybe quantity really is the key. And next up, we have high-end advertising. Sometimes we might need some help to tell the world about our books, and selling in quantity is fostered by advertising. Paid advertising is pretty easy to find these days online, but the very cream of the crop in advertising should lead you to readers who do review. Premier book promotion sites, like BookBub, boast to have readers who review, and so this is a great place to target readers. Having successfully clinched multiple BookBub featured deals over the years, these were the very best value in terms of sales and then reviews. Now, I will say this, it is very hard to convince BookBub to feature your book. I have, from sort of around the date of recording this video, submitted over 70 times to BookBub from all of my different books, and they have said yes 4 times. That tells you one thing, really. Keep going. Keep submitting until they say no, and then keep submitting, because that's what I did, and they said yes eventually. There are other high-end sites that will give similar results, and you can find them via the list of book promotion sites linked below. Good advertising will come at a cost, but if you do want serious results, sometimes you have to pay serious money. Every one of my releases had an advertising budget included. To me, having a budget for advertising is just as imperative as having the money to put together for a release. This leads us nicely to shouting about it on social media. Mentioning your work regularly across social media will help you find readers and possibly readers who review. I do anything and everything within reason on my social media platforms to regularly sell books through presence and the occasional mention. And if you really want to sell books, then you'll eventually figure out a way to do that. But part of my routine is to regularly mention how important reviews are for authors. If there's one thing I can guarantee, it is every week without fail that I mention this on social media. They are important because they help us in so many ways, from finding new readers to potentially shaping our future works. The more we shout about it, the more many readers will realise. And I'll happily admit, before being published, reviewing books wasn't at the top of my priority. So reminding readers will help for the greater good. Through mentioning this, and also mentioning our struggle, we can find fellow authors who are in the same boat as us, and the writing community online has kept me going for many years. Speaking of the writing community, this leads us to reading and reviewing fellow authors' works. A huge eureka moment for me on this writing journey was looking outward and realizing there are others out there struggling like me, struggling to sell books, struggling to find reviews, and struggling to be seen online. So what if an author like me decided to help a little? And not because I'm expecting anything in return, not because I'm some kind of hero, but just because I know how hard it can be. Since 2018, I have been actively reviewing indie books, simply because I love reading, and there are some hidden gems out there in the indie book arena. Giving something back to the industry I am in has brought me so many rewarding things, from firstly finding awesome books, to the awesome people who have written them. Supporting others online and in the literary industry has helped me grow and build trust with people who have become potential readers, who have then gone on to review my works. I never expect anything in return for helping others. The reward from me comes from consuming their content and reviewing their works, and that has given me a steady stream of content to post on my blog, which is propped up by indie book reviews these days. In this sense, the best thing to do about a problem is to just try and help a little by trying to solve it. By reviewing fellow authors' works, I'm doing my best to fill a gap for just some authors, and not because I expect anything in return, but because reading has given me so much over the years. Supporting fellow authors also sets an example for anyone new entering the arena, because we are so much more when we are together. This leads us nicely to approaching book bloggers. There are plenty of bookish bloggers out there looking for their next read, and much like me, I quite enjoy being approached by authors looking for reviews. If you offer a free digital copy in exchange for an honest review, and as long as your approach is friendly and personable, someone will eventually be enticed to say yes. My Hall of Information blog has a specific page dedicated to indie book reviews, and I am always open for submissions. The biggest tip I can give you here is to make sure you read any potential submission guidelines and try to be personable. Some of the best books I've read have come from authors approaching my blog for a review. Some have even become good friends. Conclusion. Finding book reviews is hard, but not impossible, and those who do endure the journey will eventually find rewards. I am often asked what turned the needle for me, and I will admit there is no quick fix to instantly gain hundreds of reviews. But know this, fellow authors, it could be tomorrow, next week, or years from now, but it is never too late for a book to find readers, reviews, and success. I would like to just take this opportunity to thank you for watching this here video. Please remember to click that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Rock and roll, man.